Hundreds of Americans took to the streets in downtown Washington to protest, outraged by the Trump administration's policies, not only regarding domestic issues, but also the recent proposal of a peace plan for Ukraine. They chanted slogans like, "You either stand with America or with Trump," and there were also signs saying, "Trump just sold out Ukraine." This was their reaction to the ultimatum demands made to Kyiv. They called the Thanksgiving deadline absurd. U.S. Senators Angus King and Jeanne Shaheen criticized the peace plan. They stated that in reality this is not an American initiative but a Russian proposal. They even called it a wish list for the Russians. They assured that supposedly Secretary of State Marco Rubio himself explained it to them this way, but now Rubio denies this and claims that the peace proposal was developed in Washington as a solid basis for negotiations. It is based on proposals from the Russian side, but also on previous proposals from Ukraine. He has already written about this on the X network. The delegation appointed by President Volodymyr Zelensky has begun its work in Geneva to coordinate the peace plan. The head of the president's office, Andriy Yermak, has already held the first meeting with national security advisors from the leaders of the United Kingdom, France, and Germany. The next discussion will be with the United States delegation. Overall, a number of meetings in various formats are scheduled for today. President Volodymyr Zelensky welcomed the intensification of diplomacy and hopes for a positive outcome. He also expects that all participants will be constructive. It is necessary to stop the bloodshed and ensure that the war will not be reignited, Zelensky added. The peace plan for Ukraine is not a final proposal, US President Donald Trump told journalists. He assured that his goal is to achieve peace. He traditionally added that Russia's war against Ukraine would not have started if he had been president and that the United States is now trying to end it. When asked by journalists what would happen if President Zelensky does not agree to the terms of this plan, Trump replied that then he can keep fighting for as long as he wants. The coalition of the willing will gather for a video conference on November 25th to discuss the results of the talks in Switzerland and coordinate joint actions regarding Ukraine, French President Emmanuel Macron stated. European leaders issued a statement expressing their readiness to contribute to ensuring the sustainability of future peace in Ukraine. Borders must not be changed by force. According to the publication Bild, Europeans want to revise at least 4 points of Trump's peace plan. They disagree with the idea that Ukraine should cede Donbas and Crimea to Russia and with the reduction of the size of the Ukrainian army, since downsizing Ukraine's armed forces would make the country vulnerable to future attacks. Therefore, they propose to remove such restrictions. Also, during the meeting in Switzerland, they will insist that Ukraine regain control over the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, and they propose that territorial discussions be considered after a ceasefire is established.